What's up guys, this is Miasin. So today I'll be going over a deck that I think is really interesting. I used to believe for the longest time that this deck was garbage and copium and everything, until some people started telling me that, you know, this deck was not too bad because there is an evil twin monster in the extra deck. Well, I mean two, but one of them is obviously easier to summon because it's a link to. That is a light fiend monster, and I think you probably already have PTSD of the typing light fiend, because of course the inherent synergy with the Fiendsmith engine. And this deck is very consistent because it can play a bunch of one-card combos. It's always been consistent, and it can play a lot of hand shops, obviously, which is the reason why I'm showing you guys a bunch of combos and deck profile on this deck. But before we go any further, I would really appreciate if you could smash the like and subscribe button. And if this video can get to 1,000 likes, I'll be making a full spreadsheet on this deck. And with that being said, let's get right into it. And so combo number one, very simple. What happens if you just draw like your one-card combo? There's a bunch of them, so this is very easy to achieve. Normal summon, and then summon the Kill Frost. Obviously, this is the better starter because this summons the better extender from the hand, Kill Frost. And this card in the graveyard while you control an evil twin monster. When your opponent searches or draws a card from deck to hand, you draw a card. So I mean, it's pretty cool. By banishing it from the grave, obviously. It's not like free value, but it's still kind of free in a way. Anyways, link off into the Kill, which is the light fiend. There we go. Revive back your evil twin Lila, and then turn into the Requiem, summon the Fiendsmith from the deck, and then link into Lila, and then revive back the Kill, draw one card in the process, so that's free value. And then link off into Trouble Sunny, and then Tribute, and then revive back your two monsters. Go into the Yama, and then search the Sharvara, and this is going to be very interesting. We're going to be reviving back the Fiendsmith by shuffling back the Requiem, and then link off into the Unchained Soul of Rage, destroyed with a Sharvara. Chilling 1, Yama revive, and then the Unchained Soul of Rage, Chilling 2, recycle back the Fiendsmith from the graveyard to the hand. And the Yama is going to be reviving back the Trouble Sunny, which is a fiend monster. Again, a light fiend, which you can also revive back with the Lacrimosa. There's so much synergy in this deck, it's unreal. But we're not done yet, obviously, because we're going to be using the in-hand effect of the Fiendsmith to search the Attractus, and then search for the Luri, and then discard that, and then revive back. And then link off into the Sequentia, Sharvara, set the Abominable Chamber, and then Sequentia effect, fuse using the two monsters from the grave into Lacrimosa. Revive back the the Kill, and then link off the Sequentia and the Kill for Nightmare Griffin. Discard the Imperm or whatever that you draw, because you're obviously going to be drawing Imperm. You're good at the game, just like that. So you're going to be drawing another card while keeping the Imperm. And the card that you're going to be drawing is not the Fiendsmith. You're not bad at the game like that. You're better than me. You're going to be drawing Ash, and then your opponent will be activating, you know, Branded Fusion, and then scoop the game. Even though with Nightmare Griffin, the Despia deck insta-scoops to this. You don't need anything else. This is game against Despia and game against a lot of decks. They will be crying for sure. And we can still, you know, equip back this and whatever. I mean, this is like an unbreakable board because your Abominable Chamber can revive back the Unchained Soul of Rage. Link off, so that's like 3 removal into like SP, banish another card, then banish again. And then this is like a double interruption in a way. Nah, not really, just one. But you also draw a card on your opponent's turn. And then we have whatever. I mean, this doesn't really scare your opponent, but yeah, just a one-card combo. You still have 4 other cards in your hand on top of everything that you're drawing, which is not too bad. Anyways, let's get into combo number 2. Okay, so what can you do with when you got like Life Twin Lila, for example, and any extender? In this case, the Kill Frost, or also the Lila Treat or something, the other the zombie monster. But yeah, summon the Kill and then go into Kill and then revive back Lila. Their names are so confusing. That's the reason why I'm just like so confused making this video. But yeah, the very start of the combo is the exact same. Blah blah blah. Lila revive back Kill, draw one card. Obviously, again, drawing Imperm like a Chad because you're good at the game. And then Tribute, revive back. And then summon your extender. And then go into Yama search. We're not going to be summoning back the Fiendsmith now. We want to keep it in the grave, which also kind of makes us semi-invulnerable to Nibiru, because we can also revive it back later on, and then, you know, send the Nibiru to the graveyard using the Sequentia. But whatever, I mean, not gonna come up though, because we don't have it, but maybe the Requiem. Anyways, destroy the Unchained Soul of Rage with the Sharvara, and then revive back the Trouble Sunny, recycle back the Fiendsmith, discard Surge Attractus, and then activate that. And then go into the Sequentia, and then link off, and then get your trap card, and then fuse for the Lacrimosa using the Requiem and your Luri. Revive back the Kill, and we never use the effect of the Fiendsmith, so now we can use it. Well, I mean, go into Nightmare Griffin, whatever, and then use the Fiendsmith, revive back. You're not drawing Luri, you're not bad at the game, you're not drawing Metal Force Fusion off of Metal Force Fusion. Go into the Caesar, and that's basically an unbreakable board. There is no way you can lose at this point. Alrighty, now you might be wondering, but Yak-Sign, what do you do when you get Nibiru'd, or what happens when your opponent has Nibiru and you only have like 2 cards to play with? And the answer is very simple. You can always beat Nibiru. The card does nothing against you, even though it's still actually really good. So yeah, now I got Lila, or whatever, any starter. They're all the same, who cares? And the Fiendsmith. look at what we can do. So normal summon, and then special summon the other thing from the deck. And then link off into the Kisekil, revive back. Again, the start of the combo is still, again, the exact same. Summon your Fiendsmith. There is no reason for your opponent to Nibiru here because you're not making anything that can threaten the Nibiru, so there is no reason for your opponent to waste it now. And then discard the Fiendsmith, search your Tractus. Again, no reason for your opponent to panic. And then summon the Lacrimosa, revive back the Fiendsmith. And at this point, you're checking Nib because you might make Caesar. And obviously that would have been the step that we would have went into. So now your opponent has to Nibiru us, but we have an extender in the form of Tractus, so it doesn't do anything. So we get Surge the Luri, and then discard that, revive back, and then we can go into the Fiendsmith from the grave, and then go into Yama. No, sorry, not yet. Revive back, well, get back the Sequentia, and then send the Nibiru, and then go into Yama, Surge the Sharvara, and then go into Unseen Soul of Rage by using the Nib token, because unlike Yama, this is a little more generic. It's just 2 monsters, including at least 1 Unseen Soul monster, but the other one can be anything. Yama, on the other hand, you need 2 Fiend monsters. But yeah, anyways, destroy your Unseen Soul of Rage, and then Shielding 1, Shielding 2, recycle back your Fiendsmith, and then revive back the Trouble Sunny. And then also destroy the Sharvara off of the Yama, because it's not just a monster reborn, it also allows us to destroy a monster or card we control. And then we're going to be destroying it so that we can get the Abominable Chamber of the Unchained. So now we got Abominable Chamber and the Trouble Sunny, so on our opponent's turn we can tribute this, and then summon the Kisekil and the Lila, draw 1 card, pop a card, and we can also go into the Unseen Soul of Rage, link off, and then SP, banish a bunch of cards. So that's a lot of interruptions, and we can draw a card off of the Kisekil Frost in the Grave. Alrighty, for the deck profile, you are probably traumatized because there's a huge amount of hand traps here, and it makes sense, right? We're trying to not let our opponent play the game because playing the game is not good. 3 Ash, 3 Mourner, 3 Droll, 3 Veiler, 3 Imperm, and 1 Nibiru. We're not really trying to draw Nibiru, we're rather trying to cross it out. Well, cross it out or cross out it. I don't know, I don't care. And the thing about the Nibiru is that if you nib your opponent, your Life Twin monsters, they suck now. Because now we control another monster, so we can't really play Nib and Bestials. They kind of make no sense in this deck, unfortunately. And every single time you got the Life Twin monsters, you gotta start with them. It's not like you can use the Fiendsmith engine to bait your opponent and then go into the Life Twin engine. It doesn't work like that, unfortunately. So it makes you a little more vulnerable to things, but it's not like the end of the world. We have 16 freaking hand traps. That's a lot. That's like a 94% chance of drawing a hand trap. And we have 3 cross out on top of like a huge amount of 1-card starters. This deck is ultra consistent. Honestly, other than like Sharvara, the Trap, and then these 2 extenders and maybe the Luri, everything here is either a hand trap or a card that gets our stuff going or at least protects us from hand traps. Anyways, 3 Lila, 3 Kisekil, 3 Fiendsmith, and then 1 Tractus, 1 Luri, 3 Secret Passwords, which can only search this card right here, the Life Twin Sunny Snitch. This card searches a monster, and then this card searches the card that searches a monster. So it's sad to say, but this card makes you lose much harder to duel because it's a search card that searches a search card, whereas this loses a little less to duel. So if you got these 2 cards, use this first, and then you got this to search like whatever. I mean, nothing actually, because this is once per turn. Would have been broken if it wasn't. But yeah, 40 card deck list, I don't really recommend playing over 40 because then you might start breaking a little more or like not draw like the perfect combination of hands that you want, like I don't know, Life Twin Lila with the Fiendsmith and an extender. With 1 hand trap and a cross out when you're going first or when you're going second, it's gonna be like 3 hand traps and then your 1-card combo with the Fiendsmith, and then you top the cross out because obviously you're good at the game. Like I said, unlike me, I'm garbage at the game. Anyways, for the extra deck, 1 Necroquake Princess, obviously this card's cracked because it means that if your only play is Luri, then it can still go into Caesar. So that's really nice. Same thing with Tractus, by the way. 1 DS E-Ray, yes, you can negate a bunch of things with this card, so I'll take it any day of the week. The Lacrimosa, the Caesar, the Evil Twin, Trouble Sunny, Griffin, Yama, Unseen Soul of Rage, SP, your 1 of Sequentia, your double Kisekil, double Lila, and the Requiem. All these 15 spots, I think they make a lot of sense. If anything, maybe you might want to delegate the DS E-Ray in the side deck and maybe play something else in the extra deck, but I don't know. I think for the most part, this deck list is as perfect, as clean as it gets. But yeah, that's all I had for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and let me know how you feel about the Evil Twin in the comment section below. I'll see you guys very soon. Peace.